Hello, welcome to DC to Daylight. This is Aaron, amateur radio call sign N6ACA. Today we're going to talk about QSL cards in general and talk about some of the cards I received from good old Murica. I'm going to start out that when I was first licensed, I was KI6BYJ. So I kept that call sign for about I think just a year before I upgraded to general and got my first QSL card. So only sent out a few of those back in the day. Didn't work a lot of international DX, mainly worked repeaters and digital modes like APRS and such. When I got back into doing more HF type stuff, then I got new cards made, and there's a guy out in Ukraine, which I'll put his link in the video, that makes really excellent cards for the expeditions and such. And I've gone through the bulk of those and got another card set up that has a lot more of my POTA theme stuff as I've really gotten more into that. As I've talked about in some of the other videos I've done, I took a family vacation and worked King Henry VI from Hawaii, so did a bunch of those, and so had made a QSL card for that for the folks that requested that. So in the United States, man, I've gotten a lot of QSL cards, and I've sent out quite a bit too. So when we talk about QSLing, it's really the final confirmation of the QSO that we've had. And so most of them are, photo cards or postcards. Oftentimes they have things that sort of make you happy. So seeing this right here, you saw that I had a Dalmatian on one of my cards previously. I've had two different Dalmatians in my life, so this card actually is I like it a lot. So it's attractive to the eye, and he's got some real nice dogs. Some of the other cards you get, like this, that's hilarious to me, and so loving that. And so same with some of the other ones I've gotten, like this one. That's hilarious, and I don't know what mode. So this is 80 meter FT8, which is that's not too far, but that was on 4 watts on a true SDX. So that was 5 watts. So QSL cards can be really cool to record some of your great contacts, like worked W1AW on 20 watts on 20 meters SSB, and that was pretty cool. Working them during the trying to think if that was the volunteers on the air year, but that was a nice contact. Same with working places like the USS Hornet in town here in Alameda. Working their station is pretty cool. Even though it's close, it's nice to QSL. And then a lot of the other Whiskey 6 Papa stations, like the what's it called, Route 66 on the air. QSLing for the various stations that they've got as they operate around the United States on where the traditional Route 66 is. This was, I think, in 2024. I tried to work all the stations, and I was not successful, but I got a whole bunch. And they actually make them so that they all sort of go together in a map if you have all of them. And so, yeah, worked a whole bunch that year, and that was pretty exciting. As well as let's see, some of the other activities that they have. There was a NASA work all the NASA centers one year, and that was pretty cool. I only worked, I think this is Johnson Space Center. Um, as well as some of the events. A lot of you have probably seen the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They operate a special event station there, and that's pretty cool. They always have a great signal, and really great operators running that. I've worked them a few times. This is why I QSL'd on 20 meters. Sometimes things are can be sort of special to you. So in the past, I worked a bunch of folks through the Hellfest contest, which was a Feldhell or Hellschreiber contest. So I made sure to QSL everybody on that contest, and that was pretty great. And Nate's card right here is probably one of my favorite cards almost ever. Any kind of meme card is pretty darn cool. And this gentleman here, so Kelly, K7MHI, this man is legend. He worked Feldhell from the park, so every contest QSO he had was actually a Feldhell POTA activation, and so he actually worked the whole contest from a POTA park. That's amazing. Then there's the local contacts that are also cool. So this is, he's got a different call sign now. This is W2DON. Crazy QSL card, love it. As I mentioned before, Roberto, my next door neighbor, he's a few miles away from me. He did the worked Aaron all bands, the WAB award, and these document the whole process. So he went the official route, and good on him. And he's got wonderful cards. And if I can't remember, I think he actually painted that one himself or his XYL. I'm sure he'll comment if he ever watches this. Then there's working folks that are sort of ham radio legends. So this is Mr. Ulrich Rode, or Rode. That he's one of the founders of Rode and Schwartz, and so that's a pretty cool contact with him. As is also working AJ 8B as well as W8GEX. So that is the guys between Joe and Bill. They are the DX Mentor podcast, which is they're great guys. Kilo Indio 2 Delta Sebastian. So this is the Polo dude. So he wrote Polo. So love this guy. He's done so much great things for the community. K9FOX, the guy that does the swap.qth. So if you ever bought or sold stuff, he operates. He's really out there. Kilo Zero, Lima Whiskey Charlie, worked him a few times. He's a YouTuber, as is K7AGE Randy. Everybody knows him. He's a YouTuber. Kilo 5 KAB. So this is Kerry, or I think he goes by KB, and he is Mr. Kilowatts and Bourbon, and he's got a pretty great live stream. He does the whole bourbon giveaway, and other folks like this is To, the Temporary Offline. He's a YouTuber as well. Love his content. So, anyways, I'm just sort of rambling on about QSL and QSL cards and the whole process, but it's great to get out there and confirm your contacts, especially with folks that maybe don't do it as much. Don't ever expect anything back if you send it out. If you really, really want to get someone's contact, send a self-addressed stamped envelope with your QSL card, and maybe they'll respond. But as long as we keep extending each other the courtesy of this, that will extend this tradition within our hobby. There's other ways that we can do this within our hobby, electronically and whatnot. But if we just keep uh, extending each other the courtesy of confirmation, we can have this go into the next century possibly. Um, so again, this is Aaron, amateur radio call sign N6ACA. This has been my intro to QSL cards in Murica. Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm going to say 73, and thanks for watching.